Welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Texting. It's your girl, Sade. Hey, bitches.
It's your girl, Charles Pinky.
I didn't know we were singing and I'm not prepared. It's Glynn. Oh, I kind of sang.
That was melodic.
Welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Texting. It's Sade, joined by Chelsea Pinky and Bed-Stuy Brat.
What's poppin'?
Hello.
How goes it?
Coming off a weekend, girl. By a weekend, I feel like New York was super activated this weekend. Like it feels like summer is happening. And I had this thought earlier today, like, oh, high key, I've never worked during a summer before because I was like a student and then I was a teacher. And like, I'm really struggling to understand like how I'm supposed to be functioning and like working in the summer.
Don't worry. It's going to be 50 degrees next week again. So
why you gotta come over here and do that?
Is it?
Yeah, girl. It'll be warm consistently soon. But I just had to, throw in my little.
Yeah, to be a little bit of a
It's not going to be
hater.
because it's 50 lows.
Yeah, we don't see 50s here. But yeah, continue.
Don't be hating. Yo, Chelsea is really hating because she saw how active the girls were this weekend.
The girls were active. I was
active.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was lovely.
Real quick, I'm gonna leave on red something very small and petty. It's my phone's decision to connect to random ass Wi-Fi networks when I'm walking down the street. Like, who asked you to do that? Your phones don't do that?
No, it does.
You can literally
you
turn
can take
that
it off.
setting off.
Yeah,
okay, well, you can show it to me. I never heard of it. My phone just does it all the fucking time.
Should we walk you through it?
Listening to something.
Settings.
Okay. Because I know I'm not alone here. I was just watching something and somebody said it too. And I was like, see, it made me think of that. Settings.
Go to Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
This is sad.
And instead of you see how they have ask to join networks, auto join hotspot, you can switch those things.
So mine currently says ask.
Okay, so that's why it keeps asking you.
No, it just be connecting out of nowhere.
We'll turn it off then.
It just connects. Like I'll be like,
oh no,
the
do you have
bus.
auto join hotspot?
It says ask.
No, not that.
I should put it on never.
Yeah,
guys, this is terribly unentertaining.
This is like when your mom asks you how to do something on the interwebs.
I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, I'm leaving that shit on red. And I feel like I have another kind of reply, but you know what? Fuck it. I said that this is so fucking stupid actually. But I kind of miss flash mobs. And I want to reply to the fact that actually was a thing that happened in time. Why is Sade looking at me like this? I feel like Chelsea.
Why are you replying to flash mobs?
I saw something pop up like on a TikTok or something, and I was like, "Yo, when people did flash mobs, I feel like that was just like so cute. Like we were like living in a musical every day. People would just like burst into song and dance, and people would get proposed to with a flash mob. Like remember when that was like such a thing? People would do flash mobs like all over the city in the aisles of Target, in the middle of Times Square. I feel like it was such a short-lived, like cute moment in culture, personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Very
very
fair.
random, but yeah. Bring it back, you could start
That's
your
how
own
you're
little flash
feeling.
mob.
We could do a BGT flash mob.
No.
We'll all be like
I'll be doing that.
texting in the street and we'll like look up and bump into each other and then like something happens.
Can we do it to legs and hips
And body.
All right, don't sing that for too long. We already got a copyright infringement that I'm fighting with YouTube over.
Oh yes, I noticed that. We can't
did?
get ads or anything. Yeah, I saw that.
What do we do?
I don't know. We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's
Just
stupid.
saying, not this again. Who wants to go next? I mean, it's really between you and I, Miss Pinky.
I'll go. So I want to leave on red AT&T customer service. Literally, it is so annoying, like that I have to like follow up with people, and then I try to not, do the phone thing because you have to wait and whatever. So then I try to find the online option where you can chat with someone, and then their chat doesn't work and there's no one to email. So then I'm forced to use the call in, dial in thing, and then I'm sitting there for literally 2 hours with the thing on speaker, and I can't even listen to my normal Clubhouse because I'm
Not you
listening.
still listening to fucking Clubhouse.
I work from home all by myself all day long. I like to hear voices. Okay. I don't interact. I'm just listening. It's like I'm at a bar and like I'm listening to the people next to me chat about how much they hate Caribbeans and Africans.
Oh my God. Every time it pops up on my phone as a notification is something so ratatata.
Right, how terrible Black women are.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy.
What do you bring to the table? All those interesting, riveting conversations. And but anyway, so instead today I was listening to doo-doom, 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 this weird ass fucking, they don't even have good music. And eventually I just fucking hung up, and yeah, then I called back again, and there was an option for them to call me back. And they did call me back. The phone rang one time and they hung up. So now I have to do the whole process again.
These biatches.
I'm like, y'all didn't even give me a second to get to the phone. Like, it's so foul, and I'm just so frustrated. So I'll leave that on red, and just like all that customer service shit, because I also had to call T-Mobile, and like I got refunded $13 because they messed up my bill, which is my $13, so it was worth it. And I am replying to my like new found interest. It's not that new, but it's like becoming kind of ramped up, like my skincare. Like my skin is just like, aside from that little pimple patch I had earlier, my skin is just like really just doing its thing recently. I've been like going to get my once a month facials with a Mez facials, which I know you're not talking Miss Cupping, acupuncture,
right? Literally,
what's the other thing y'all
indulge
do?
too.
What's the thing? The rolling lymphatic massage. So don't talk to me about my one little thing. But anyways, my facialist is actually pretty incredible. I would love to have her on the show. Her Instagram is amez_pro. And actually she was a recommendation from a friend of the show, Darian. And she convinced me to buy this LED light therapy thing. So I bit the bullet and I bought it. And so now I'm like in this like YouTube hole looking at reviews from not regular wannabe know-it-all people, but from doctors, and all the doctors are speaking so highly of it. So I'm just so fucking excited. Ooh. They say LED crushes microcurrent. So
that also feels like it was loaded and shady.
No, but my dumbass also bought microcurrent.
Did you get the new face?
I bought the new face, yeah.
But I think the mini or the big one?
I got the mini. The mini.
Keep it cute.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna try it. And literally my facialist and these doctors, I'll send you the video after, they were like, the microcurrent has like no clinical trials. And so they're like, you'll see a bunch of influencers saying it works, but like until there's actual like scientific studies behind it, they don't recommend it. But the LED lights they really recommend for things like anti-aging, if you have cystic acne or any sort of acne, those are different levels. But I will be focusing on the red LED light for anti-aging and collagen production. So replying to that.
I mean, I will try anything. So now I'm about to look this shit up.
I'll send you the links and the videos, because I look on YouTube specifically. There are like these two doctors, dermatologists, that review all the skincare fads, and it's very informative.
And just so you know, your guest is visible in the background. I don't know if that matters to you.
I see a Caucasian arm. Thank you.
Yeah, just just an FYI. Okay, where do I begin? I have 2 reds, but I'll be quick. And I do have a reply as well.
Okay.
Yeah. The first thing I'm leaving on red is kind of silly. It's just that my body's breaking down. I spoke to my doctor over at Tia. Shout outs to Tia.
They're not paying us.
Yeah, but I do love them very much because I like to be able to have a nice balance of East and West. So I do want to offer that out to the people. And they are going to have me speak with a nutritionist. I'm also going to do food allergen tests. And I'm also going to have my stool tested to see if I have IBS.
Wait. Is this because you went in there with a problem, or like you went for like routine checkups and like shit came back and they're like,
no, I went for a problem. I was like, why am I always dying? Like, I don't understand. I was like, yes, I know I'm not supposed to have dairy, but even on days that I don't
eat dairy.
No, but I'm like, even on the days that I don't have dairy, like I feel like I'm dying. Or is it now that I'm just getting so sensitive that I can't even have like, I don't even know, like something that like has dairy in it, but like is like a common thing that I would have normally. I don't have an example of like a pancake, like the little bit of milk that's in a pancake. Like, is that now like killing me? So I'll find out, because basically what they can do with those allergen tests is like understand the range of your allergies to see like the severity of it. On a positive note, I did speak with a friend of the show, Andreas. I'll put his info in the show notes. He has a food book, and he also talks a lot about just like vegan alternatives at the Aphrodisiac Kitchen, and we nerded out, and he gave me some meals that I can make and a lot of like good healthy gut products to try. So I'm gonna try that and like cut out dairy and meat and just eat like boring like beans. I don't fucking know. I don't know what y'all niggas be eating. Yeah. I'm gonna get tested. Find
out what it is.
I'm gonna get tested, but I also do want to like eat less meat. So looking for alternatives. It's so sad. Like, this is it. 30 years of life. You're not plant-based, Glynn. You eat dairy and fish.
You eat fish and dairy often.
I would say often, and my diet is based all around plants. The plants are at the center.
You trying it?
The fish as the accoutrement on occasion. Anyway, continue.
Anyways, yes, I'm just sad because some people can like really go crazy until they get really old, and I really gotta like end the joy in my life this early.
Are you taking probiotics?
Mm-hmm.
Consistently?
Yes, every day. Yeah, I don't fucking know. The other thing I'm leaving on red is all you individuals that had so much to say about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock and the trauma, how appalling it was, how hurt you felt. But I have seen crickets about this massacre in Buffalo by a white supremacist. So yeah, I just, encourage everyone to really think about that, and the fact that like it's not really being as highlighted in the news. And yeah, I don't know. I'm appalled. I shouldn't be surprised because we live in a awful society, but like y'all really went on and on and on about Will Smith and Chris Rock for weeks.
For weeks. It was in the news cycle.
I'm like, is this a joke?
People love mess. They just love mess.
But people really went and like created whole articles about how it caused them trauma.
Yeah, that shit is ridiculous.
I'm like, that caused you trauma.
Right.
But someone walked into a supermarket where people were buying birthday cakes for their families and like getting food to take care of their loved ones in a community that already is basically like a food desert, with a gun that said something along the lines of like kill niggers. And that you're not, where's the trauma? Are you traumatized? Are you going to be okay?
Yeah.
But I digress. They know who they are. I'm gonna
Are you sure?
reply. Yeah. I'm gonna reply to the weekend that I had with Glennice. We went to the live show for the Naked Beauty podcast. It was lovely. Shout outs to Brooke Devard. I'm not gonna attempt to say her last name.
Ozaidenly.
Ozaidenly. Okay, because I'd be saying Ozaidenly.
I know. I was gonna say Ozaidenly. Also, shout out to her husband who introduced her and was so supportive and lovely. It was like super sweet to watch him introduce her on stage. He was like, I remember when she just recorded this in our living room, and now look at what she's created. It was really sweet.
It was super touching.
It was very nice.
And it was also just really, really dope. So the founder of Hana Beauty was there. The founder of Topicals was there, and the founder of Ami Collet was there. And they all spoke to their businesses, you know, being Black entrepreneurs, the challenges they go through. They were super raw, honest, and I think it was great to see that in, you know, Black women, that representation, but also them like keeping it a buck with the audience about, you know, the highs, the lows, the challenges, but also the joys. Very inspiring. Like the room just felt so full of like love and beautiful energy. And that felt really good. That felt super, super good. We met a listener who was so sweet. Shout outs to you. I can't remember your name.
I forgot your name, but you had on the brown sugar necklace, and we talked about D'Angelo.
Say, on a brown sugar necklace.
I love that.
And you said you're gonna go curse out your boyfriend.
And I heard the gift bags were lit.
Actually fucking hilarious. Wait, no, the girl though, we were lit. She's like, I'm lit. I'm about to go curse out my man, and I was like, what do you do? She's like, nothing. I'm just lit.
Oh,
that's how, you know, it'd be like that. It was jokes. It was jokes.
No, she was just being funny and cute. The gift bags were lovely. Shout out to all the sponsors. Definitely gonna enjoy that when I get off the phone with y'all. Do a little skincare, something.
Put on some under eye patches from Bolden. Oh, those bags were robust.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. That was very nice. And yeah, that's that. Does anyone have a hotline that is blinging?
Not exactly. Not particularly.
Not exactly.
Well, me and my fiance are supposed to be going. Well, we are going away next weekend, and it was like, how do I say this without sounding okay? So it was supposed to be like our solo trip. We haven't had a solo trip in a while, but now two of our friends are joining us, which I'm very excited that they're coming too. But it was a lot of back and forth about like, okay, we really want to come too. What's the flight information? What's the hotel information? And bam, now it's a 4-person trip. But it'll be fun.
That'll be fun. You're going to Mexico, right?
Possibly. Don't know if it's safe to share locations to a bunch of people, but
girl, not the whole country. I didn't specify like the city and state.
Well, I don't know where you were going, so just wanted to stop you while you were ahead.
No, that's why I didn't specify, because I know there's creeps out there. So you're just going south of the border.
We're going south of the border. Technically, I live in Mexico. This is stolen land. So I'm just going to the rest of where I live, Mexico. And yeah, we're gonna be playing spades on a yacht. So I'm excited.
Period.
Love that.
That's gonna be amazing. Sade and I are gonna be in Atlanta for Memorial Day weekend.
Hookah.
Pass me the hookah, pass me the shisha. I'm looking up outfits.
Sade looks very disappointed. Are you going to visit her family?
For young baby P's birthday. Lil PP.
Oh, okay. Cute.
She loves her some Atlanta. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like it's going to be.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
I'm going to have a great time. I can't wait.
Yeah, Glynn probably will enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess our hotline is kind of blinging too with our prep for that trip. We've got a group chat in the makings and blah, 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 blah. do we have a Black girl doing shit this week now that this is a solo episode? I mean, you kind of touched on it actually, Sade. I think the women that you shouted out this weekend that we got to hear from were super fire. And also, I should also shout out Nikki Nelms was also a panelist, and she's definitely a Black girl doing shit.
The hairstylist?
Hairstylist, yes, behind some of your most favorite iconic looks. She is the one behind the Zoe Kravitz braids, the Ryan Destiny braids, all of Solange's like amazing album covers with the beads, and like the cover of A Seat at the Table, which is like the waves and the clips. She talked about doing, I think it was Venus Williams for an award show, and how she did her with all these beads that were reminiscent of the beads that she used to wear as a kid, and how people used to try to like villainize that hairstyle and pick it apart, and she brought it back. But she also talked about how like she sent a celebrity down the red carpet like in an afro, and people asked her like, what kind of message are you trying to give by styling them in an afro? And she was like, it's not always a message. Like, the person has not beautiful natural hair, I styled it in an afro. I don't know, I think she was just super interesting the way she talked about her approach as a creative, as an artist. She talked about just being in the moment, being present, responding to the energy, and just creating from like the source. She was fire. She was mad funny and mad fly too. Got to hear her whole origin story, how she started working with Lil Wayne, which was like super interesting. Like, imagine being Lil Wayne's personal hairstylist.
During when he had locks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like she was
really, when he started taking off, it was really cool. She was dope. At first we thought she was a Pisces. I confirmed she is a Sag.
Oh my God, I love that for her. That does make a lot of sense. She was up there just doing her thing. Yeah, I love it. It makes so much sense.
People would be like, like, what did you feel about your plans and your career and your trajectory? And like, she had a plan, but she was also just like, I live in the moment, I don't know.
Right.
And I was like, oh, she's a Sag. Like, once she said that, I was
Sag.
like, yep, but super creative, really dope. And yeah, it was lovely. She's
Great.
Definitely a Black girl doing shit.
Absolutely. I would love to have her on the show someday.
All right, y'all, it's time for the group chat.
Like, so cool to hear the stories behind these looks. Like, she's iconic. But switching gears, jumping into le group chat. Something came up in our group chat today. Actually, Sade, you were talking about I don't
know what you're about to say.
Oh, you were talking about the phenomena of the TV villain and the villain that we're seeing these days.
Oh, okay. I mean, we talked about a lot of things. The group chat, so I was like, what was it? Yes. Did you guys listen to the episode?
I started
Which
the Christine
episode?
Quinn episode of Call Her Daddy. That's what
Oh,
you're
no.
talking about, right?
Yeah. I listened. It was very interesting.
What did you learn? What were your takeaways about Miss Quinn?
I think just that, like, I mean, no surprise, like, reality TV is not real. But to the extent, at least, of this production company she spoke to. And again, I don't know if this is fact or fiction, but this is her perspective and her story, that like, even down to like dubbing things or like just cutting complete scenes or throwing things out of chronological order, where people were like, you never had a baby. And because like in this scene, you were doing yoga and like doing handstands and you couldn't have had an emergency C-section. And she's like, it's fucking TV. Like, they can edit it and they can change the timelines. Like, I don't understand. But also very clear that like the kind of the team, the producers decided that she was going to be the villain, like within casting, and like really have her lean into that.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially like she's
Like, they
playing a
told
role.
her?
Yeah.
Oh. So was she actually friends with Mary?
She says she was friends with Mary. She says that she was friends with Heather. She says she was never really cool with Chrishell, and that they brought on that, oh God, don't even know her name. That was another funny part. She was like, we don't even know half these other girls' names, but everyone knows your name. The one who was allegedly dating her ex-boyfriend or cheating with them, like, she made it seem like they producers really just reached out to her because of that drama. like knowing that they had dated someone mutually and essentially that he cheated. And so they invited her on the show for that, to create that drama.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. But like that also doesn't excuse her behavior. Like there were some pretty terrible things that she did, and that was her choice, right?
Yeah. And I guess she's like, I did those things, like I leaned into this, but at the same time, like it almost is like it's scripted television, I guess. Like
Right.
Like
I think, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she made it clear that she might like go into filming and be like, okay, I'm gonna have to do this. And then she would leave and be like, okay, like end scene and done. And like a lot of people would take it like so seriously. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of like a hard line to toe, but she was with the shits. And I feel like a lot of people end up like being the villain of a show and probably are with the shits as well. So yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. She talked about having a sugar daddy as at a young age. And that kind of like propelled her into this lifestyle
of luxury.
Yeah. She also was like, they're probably gonna try to sue me, but I don't care. Like, come for me. My lawyers are way more expensive.
$30 million, so she's okay.
Oh.
Or I think he sold his company for more like 60 million.
Yeah.
Either way, she's good.
She's not concerned. She's not concerned.
Okay, well, for the people that don't watch Selling Sunset.
Oh yeah, this was a Selling Sunset storyline.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I was
other villains
looking up some of the biggest reality TV villains of all time. They include, I mean, some of these shows, I kind of remember this. Y'all remember Ari from The Bachelor? No. I kind of remember him. I don't know why. I think he was just like nasty to like the women in like a sleazeball. Omarosa Manigault.
I remember Omarosa, who actually ended up being kind of official, like in our government.
I know. I think that Omarosa is a fucking legend. If you haven't seen her on the Bethany Frankel show, woo, it is the most iconic read of all fucking time.
It was pretty
Speaking
wild.
of which, I would put Bethany up there from Real Housewives of New York as
a villain.
I think they tried to
I
make
would put
her
Ramona as a villain.
Yeah. I feel like Bethany is more of a villain than Ramona though, because Bethany got under everybody's skin, even though Ramona does too. But Ramona is such a fucking like ditz that it doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, it's something about that.
I don't buy that she's okay. I can see what you're saying.
I think
but I think she's very smart, actually.
Like Ramona tries to act like she doesn't know what she's doing, whereas like some of these other villains are very much like, yeah, I don't like you.
Right. Typically, when in a reality TV villain, I think they come across like super confident, competent, usually the smartest person in the room, very bold. Like another one, this I think is one of the most iconic. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag of The Hills.
Oh, they were terrible.
Same producer of Selling Sunset, and Christine said that they did a lot of the same manipulative tactics with them on that show as well.
I mean, I think from what I've seen, like Spencer Pratt, like really leaned in to the.
Yeah, I think no, I do agree that I'm sure producers, like make the drama where they can, but like no one can make you what you're not,
Yeah.
Like, if you're an asshole, you're going to be an asshole.
But do you know what was interesting that she shared? The way they'll clip stuff, like, there was a scene where Mary gets promoted on Selling Sunset, and it looks like Christine is so pissed, like she's just like rolling her eyes and like
and it's a different
congratulatory. And she's like, they literally made me walk in and out of the door like 50 times, and they'd be like, "You look too happy. You look too happy. Stop smiling. Stop smiling. Do it again." And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it.
That sounds like so abusive.
Wild. That's wild. Yeah, you just can't believe the things that you see on these shows. Running down this list real quick. I don't watch this show, but The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Danielle Staub.
Villain.
Is that the lady who like is like very, very, very tan? I mean, I guess a lot of them are.
They're all tan.
Yeah, that one.
She pulled Margaret's hair last season.
Mm.
Oh my God,
hair
Camille
pulling.
from Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills.
Oh,
She was
Yeah.
terrible.
yeah.
But I would say now they're trying that. Now it's Erica.
Yes, but when Camille was on, it was a thing. She was the most hated housewife ever.
Yeah.
Yes. Tiffany Pollard, they consider a villain.
Yeah, I could see that. She spit on a woman's face. The girl, no, she got spit on.
Exactly.
I'm just saying she got spit on.
I don't know if you think that
Wow.
Tiffany people were jealous of her and hating, and she just got under everybody's skin. It was just funny.
She was serious
knew how to
about
push
getting her
people's
Flavor
buttons.
Flav. Yeah.
No, but you know what it is? When you're on those dating shows, you're supposed to be like, all the girls are supposed to be friends. You know what I mean? It's like a weird thing. But like Tiffany was like, I don't fuck with none of y'all bitches. I'm just here for Flav.
Right.
Yes.
Which is probably more logical.
Completely.
I would love to have her on the show. She's an icon.
Oh my God, who else?
I don't know if you guys remember Jade from America's Next Top Model. She was like super intense and like,
Yes.
Oh, she was gorgeous.
Yeah, she had like super sharp cheekbones and jawline. I think they shaved her head bald, like blonde. I just remember her being like very extra.
Whole
and
time
hilarious.
Tyra was the villain.
Whole fucking time.
Torturing those girls.
Damn, this is a throwback. I kind of remember this guy, Jeffrey from Project Runway. He had those tattoos on his neck. I don't know.
I never watched that one.
I used to a little bit. Oh, Camille Grammer, Housewives of Beverly Hills. She makes the cuts. Fifi O'Hara, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, yep. All the RuPaul fans out there, they really tried it.
Jax Taylor, Vanderpump Rules. Wow, I'm really showing how many white ass shows I've been
Shows you watch. Is Lindsay a villain?
Christine Quinn is on here. Lindsay who?
From Summer House. But you know what the thing is? A lot of people actually
see.
see Sierra as the villain, which is unfortunate.
Wait, people see Sierra as the villain?
Yeah, if you follow Bravo Holic, she got voted to get removed from the show.
Because she threw the drink.
Mhm.
I think they
It's really because she's
really
black.
tried to make her
but-
the villain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because she's a black woman that like stood up for herself. But yes, many
And she's,
fans
like,
would consider her to be the villain.
Fine and confident and walking in the room being like, yeah, nah, I want him. He said he was coming here for me. I think she just asserted herself consistently.
Yeah.
That makes people intimidated. And yeah. This one is
Kenya
so
Moore.
random. Oh, Kenya Moore. Yes. Was she the? Yeah, I guess she's the villain of the
Completely.
whole shit. Yeah, she's the villain. Why they gonna put Boots on here from Flavor of Love Charm School?
I don't remember that one, but
Boots and Bucky.
Okay, yeah. Wow, these are throwbacks. These
are
throwbacks.
Serious throwbacks.
Some of the kids aren't even going to know what we're talking about that tune into this show.
Go back and educate yourself on some of these iconic people in TV history.
Yes.
But we were also talking about more current villains, like how they have Scott Disick out here on the fucking Kardashians.
Is he a villain?
I think they're trying to make him the villain of the season at least.
So.
Because like everybody's trying to go along with their happiness, and he's like the past or some shit. I don't.
But like, I kind of see where Scott is coming from in a way. He's not just her ex; he's like family.
Yep.
And
I mean, I get it.
like,
And he doesn't have any other family of his own.
and his family's dead. Like literally, both of his parents. Yeah, he has no family. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a villain. I think they're trying to make him the villain.
yeah,
But it's
of the
almost
show.
sad that they would turn him
It's
into that for the
very
sake of the
sad.
show.
and that's scary because I feel like if they do that to him, he could spiral.
Absolutely. He seems already fucking on edge on the damn show, child. Unless
Yeah.
he's all the way looped into.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
That whole cast is full of villains. How about that?
Hot take.
Hot take.
Anyway. Misinformation. Is there anything else happening in pop culture?
Misinformation had no prep for this. Don't ask misinformation.
I just wondered
nada.
if you've heard of anything in these streets.
Well, we know that Travis and Courtney got married. I assume Scott was not there. I haven't seen a single picture of Scott from the wedding.
Looked like a very small attended group, event. I will say, and Chelsea said this in the chat earlier, it seems like Courtney is really adopting Travis's aesthetic. And I truly see that. It's almost interesting. It's like, it's really cool. It's definitely a vibe, but it feels like it's rooted in some of his like genuine shit, aesthetic style.
Like he's being himself.
And then they turned it into like a vibe, an aesthetic, a mood. And now they like live within this thing that they've like concocted.
Created.
Yeah, it's like weird. It's like they did like the relationship is like kind of creative director or something. Like, you know,
literally, like,
I believe that.
cosplay.
Yeah, literally. I feel like I watched his architectural digest. They have her sitting on the counter in the island, like the island in the kitchen, typing on her computer, looking mad uncomfortable. The computer is slipping down her fucking lap. Like nobody's sitting there genuinely in the middle of the afternoon, but off so that he could walk in, and she's wearing the top to his pajama bottoms that he has on, and they're like a whole matching set and da 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 da.
Oh,
it just felt
that.
super.
Yeah, that's cringy.
Yeah, it felt
that's super cringy. I'm trying to think of like what else is like going on. When I was texting you, I was just thinking about like how much like these pop culture moments influence conversations that are happening in group chats, because like once the posts started happening from the wedding, like my phone was getting blown up. Like it was, well, I'm going to Italy, and I think they got married in Positano. I think
I saw people saying that.
And so like I was texting a friend that we're both going there, and she's like, oh my God, we're going to have our Travis and Courtney moment.
Shut
you know?
up.
Yeah. And I was like, she was like, I'll be packing lots of corsets and veils and gloves.
Shut up.
Wait, are you guys still talking about Courtney's wedding?
Well, just how like the impact that these moments have on the culture and on the chat and on the da da da.
Oh, sorry guys, my doorbell rang because a special guest came here.
Who's a special guest? Oh my gosh.
Oh, and I see these pants.
If you didn't see on the YouTube, a very dear friend of mine just came to Chelsea's house.
She's like, well, he at my house.
Right. Nothing I need to say there.
The proof is in the fucking pudding.
No, but yeah. But it didn't. The thing about Courtney, though, that it made me think of is when you're dating someone, how you kind of sometimes can take on their traits.
Yeah.
Like when she was with Scott, she was like very much like preppy. Yeah, like very white girl. And now she's like this punk rocker.
Right.
Yeah.
It works on her. I like the look, but it's true. It's true.
I went out with my boyfriend the other day and we had on the same glasses and we both were wearing black tops and like chino pants. And people were like,
shut up.
And I was like, this was not on purpose.
Wait, what glasses do y'all have the same?
We both have the aviators. Like it's not that crazy. But like we went to dinner and then I was like, oh, let's pop into Cafe Arzuli because they just redid the backyard just to like have a moment, catch a vibe. And people were like, what's this about?
Matching?
Yeah. And now I'm like, whoa, I find myself using your slang. So I can see how some of it is just because like he's lit and she's like not so lit.
Right. She's
like is she still gonna
canvas.
Is she still gonna be like Miss Wellness or?
Well, he's a vegan
whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a vegan and like super into holistic wellness and all that type of shit. So that's where they aligned.
He's probably like changed his life after
the plane crash.
Being a rocker and plane crash. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That shit was crazy.
That also made us think, and maybe we can, save this for the Patreon. But I know I was thinking about someone's nuptials and wedding planning.
I know. I was too.
Yours. We're talking
Oh.
to you.
You're talking to me.
Not her looking mad confused.
Confused.
I was like, because we weren't talking about this in the group chat or anything.
No, it made me think about it when I was looking at the wedding, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what Chelsea's gonna wear." And what
I know, I
she's
had
gonna
that.
do.
I know.
Same
I do
thought.
have a folder now of like saved like wedding stuff, like just to draw inspiration. But like, yeah, I really just don't know what the vibe will be. You'll have to stay tuned.
But would you do like a? Because theirs seemed like very thematic around the fact that they were in Italy.
Yeah.
Like, would you lean into like a destination and a theme, or keep it more classic?
Yeah, I could see both. I could see both, honestly. We keep talking more and more about Mexico just because it's like right there, and like destination is nice because it kind of weeds people out.
Sure does. Sure does. And you could be like, I invited you.
Yeah. But yeah, I could see like a beautiful, but then like is it cultural appropriation? You know, I would probably be like overthinking it OD. So yeah. We'll see though.
Tricky.
Right.
But yeah, the destination wedding thing is tricky. But I think I think we talked about this before. Like if you have a special memory in a place, I think that gives you some fair reign to have a wedding there, perhaps.
I also feel like you guys are sound, like you are thoughtful. So it's not going to be like when some people go to a completely different country and they're just like, okay, come service my wedding.
Right.
I know my friend, I was talking with my friend about bachelorettes, and she's like, let's just do it in Ibiza. And I was like, that's just like so mean to force, like, I just, to force like a bunch of girls to have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but then she's like, well, which one of your friends couldn't do it? I was like, okay.
Wow. Oh, damn.
She's like, all of them could, what she was saying, everyone could probably
I love
do
this
it.
friend.
Yeah. But yeah, I would have to just, yes, I would be definitely thoughtful about not draining other people's money for my shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, before we go to a what would you do, which I hope Glynn has, this was her episode. Are there any other shows that you guys are watching? I really am trying to get back on my shows. The reality, to be honest, I haven't been keeping up with as much as I've been keeping up with more scripted series, which is like not my norm. But I'm looking forward to, sprinkling some newness in my arsenal. I crushed Bling Empire. Like it came and went.
Oh, I heard it was bad.
It wasn't very memorable. It literally came and went. I watched it in 2 days. I think each episode was like 26 minutes.
I think it's very rude that you guys refuse to watch the One Housewives franchise that I keep asking you to watch. Okay. But when you guys ask me to watch dumb shit, I will try.
Dumb shit have we ever told you to watch, bro?
Oh my God, that stupid one with Nicole Kidman. Oh, that was terrible.
That show was amazing.
No, it wasn't.
I love that. I wouldn't go for amazing, but I enjoyed it.
It was great.
The one where they were like randomly putting shrooms in everyone's smoothies.
Tranquillum. Okay, the only reason I haven't started at Housewives is because like I would want to start from the beginning, even though I've watched up to like a couple seasons back in the day, like literally when they came out.
We're referring to Jersey.
Yes, Jersey. That is an undertaking. And Andy's really out here, okay? Because he's like Atlanta, Beverly Hills, Dubai. And I'm like, oh God, I'm overwhelmed just with the current season.
No, but you can literally just watch the reunions and then that might get you like into watching it, No,
I'm way too, if I'm going to do it, I need to know everything. I need to know the beef they had because someone came over and their dog did something. And then I need to know like all the details of the beef. I really like to get into the nitty gritty of my housewife shows. So if I'm doing it, I have to do it right.
Well,
I started watching a show called Russian Doll.
I know Russian Doll.
Yeah, everybody guesses it a bunch, and I just finally was like, okay, let me just see what it's giving. I binged the whole shit in 2 days. I don't really know what happened. That's the problem when I binge shows. But I walked away from it feeling like I liked it. So
okay. Oh, I did my working moms. That's me and Nia's show. Nia, the Glynn's
other friend. What about The Staircase? I just started that one.
The Staircase is good.
So good.
It's really good.
I just started it, so please don't ruin. I know how you do, Sade.
Me?
I mean, Glynn.
Like,
It's one of y'all. One of y'all.
I'm more likely to ruin than
I was about to say, not me. I'm very. Oh my god. Can my RuPaul girlies please tap in? All Stars season, I want to say 6. So exciting! I'm actually gonna go put that on once we get off with my eye mask. Yes. Oh my god, I can't wait.
It's a plan.
What would you do?
I gotta get back into watching that because for a while I was in a nice like viewing. All right, let's go on to the what would you do?
Yes, take us out.
Okay, so this actually comes to us. This is a letter that somebody sent in to another site, to Slate, but I saw it. It looked interesting, so we can give our take on it. Okay, so I'm having some major reservations about my boyfriend. We've been together for 8 months, and it is by far the healthiest relationship I've been in since about month 4. I thought he was going to be the one that I ended up with. I'm in my mid-30s, and he's in his early 40s. He told me about his teenage son fairly early into the relationship, but it wasn't until recently that I found out that his son is a major problem child. He's extremely disrespectful, and she just goes on to say that, like, being around him is troubling. And imagine if she has to be his stepmom.
Yikes.
What would you do?
Yikes. You either got to decide if you're willing to deal with it or not, because the son's not going anywhere.
No, he's not. I think in that moment, how long have they been together?
8 months.
Oh, that's so tricky. I was going to say, if you feel comfortable to talk to your partner to understand, like, one, how he feels about his problem child, because it would suck if he was like, he's great, nothing's wrong. Like the way I'm not going to drag my family into this, but you know who you are. You know what you do. And so sometimes, especially fathers and sons, they get away with a lot of shit. So first, I think you just need to gauge how your man even feels about his son and their relationship and that dynamic. If he is aware that his son is problematic, then it's like, what level of like kind of discipline, or like how does he feel you guys can have a dynamic? Because maybe you can offer advice to him, or you can be there for him in a way. Like I really don't know. I don't know nothing about no having no damn kids, especially no teenager. That sounds
teenage kid too. I'm like, there's different ways you could go about it. I mean, you want to be, especially if the son and the father are close, and the father, like, like they have a healthy relationship. That's something that the father really like takes pride in. You don't want to just be acting like the son don't exist, because you could do
no. You cannot do that. You definitely cannot do that.
You'd be like, well, I'll just hang out with you when it's not your weekend with the child,
Yeah. It's so hard for me to say what would you do on this one, because honey, I don't do men with kids.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I think we talked about this on a past episode, that like where we're starting to get in our lives,
of that age,
people be having kids. Like they just be having kids.
No, thank you.
They do. I don't know.
Who's that screaming?
My neighbors. I don't understand what is going on. They've been making all
like
this
Big
noise. Frida.
It does.
It's him and your kinfolk, my Trinidadian neighbor, just yelling back and forth at one another.
I love it. Yeah, I don't know. I think in that situation, I don't know what I would do. Actually, I really don't know what I would do. That sounds really stressful.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could get out early. You like him, but do you like him that much?
Yeah, because I'm imagining, I mean, also, I don't know. Or there's hope for this kid. He's a teenager. He might be able to turn his shit around. you know,
Yeah.
send him to some kind of a military prep boot camp type shit, you know. I don't know. Well, I wish this person the best. And it is what it is.
Just break up with him. It's okay.
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah. What they said, I agree.
Thanks, Chelsea. Well, Chelsea, take us out.
Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. We are Black Girls Texting on all platforms, especially Patreon, because that helps fund the show. And YouTube. And yeah, we appreciate you.
You can still get some merch. There's a little bit left. Don't come crying at me that you didn't get it when you could have got it. I know it's warming up, but the fall will be right back. It's something called seasons. So, you know,
Not in
I highly recommend.
Girl.
I highly recommend. You still get on it. And yeah. All right, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again for listening to Black Girls Texting. Make sure to rate and review this podcast wherever you listen and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Oh, and don't forget to text every group chat you're in and tell them to check us out. Follow your girls at Black Girls Texting, and we'll see you next week. Bye.